Hello, friends of Pirate Chain, friends of Komodo platform, friends of Bitcoin, friends of crypto, friends of price charts. I'm E. Giuliano, and I'm going to share with you some price charts. Not that you've probably already seen these price charts already, haven't you? Well, thanks for being here. Maybe you like this video. Hit the like button and make your comments. Always appreciated. Wow, wow, wow. Alrighty. Well, it's been a couple days, but and I haven't really mentioned about BTC recently. We're on the 4-hour BTC USD chart. We hit that target, the target of the 50K. I changed it to a green line, but that was the main target and we made it. So now the question is, well, what's happening? So we can get rid of these for now. What is happening here? I'm just gonna zoom in actually and show the bit of turnaround bearishness that we are experiencing. And then we will look a little bit more closely at some possible directions. So we did squeeze and we're starting to widen. So my concern here is we are going to fall further. This is a key support zone. Not sure if it's going to hold. We're going to have to watch and take a look. Already tried piercing through the Bollinger Band. If we're going to continue lower, it's going to dump pretty hard. We're going to make it down towards the uptrending resistance, and hopefully we'll hold it at the 46,000s level. All right, and that confluences with the Ichimoku cloud, and that feels fine, just fine. Okay, so I'm going to come back to why originally was the 50,000 range chosen. Well, here's the reason. We had a top back here. I'm using the Fib retracement tool. We had a top roughly there. I'm not trying to be super perfect here. We bottomed roughly there. Okay, I'm not trying to be super perfect with this, but if you take the bottoms and the bottoms, it comes to about 50,000. I don't know if I've exactly worked this out properly, but and I didn't do it on a 4-hour chart. I probably done it daily and maybe a weekly, whatever it is. It's around the 50,000 level. Okay, that is the line. The reason why the green line is this low is probably because when we did a Fib, so once we hit the lows and we saw that we were going back up, it was like, okay, where could we go? And a 61.8 retracement from high to low or from low to high, a 61.8 retracement is a common turnaround zone. Okay. Or at least it's a zone where the price will get, whether it turns around or keeps going through. But it's a good bet, especially when there's a lot of room between these levels. Like from here to here, it's pretty much straight up. And then you start getting a lot of resistance. But although you notice we started getting resistance even lower, but you know, there was still enough momentum to carry us up. Now we're all the way up here. And so we made it to that 61.8 retracement. So this is where we're going to have some struggle, and maybe we're going to be making a more significant retracement here. Because one thing I noticed here as well, so if we take each wave, like the up wave, okay, and then we find a where does it retrace to? So we had a top here, retraced here about 38%, 38.2%. Okay, fine, Fibonacci retracement. Let's go a little closer. On the second wave, what happened? Bottom to top, ooh, 38.2 retracement. Interesting. You see that? Let's just zoom right on in there. Okay. So from the bottoms here roughly to the tops here roughly, it's roughly a 38.2 retracement here. Okay, great. Then what happens this time? Well, let's take a quick look over here. What is going on? Now we are in this move. We'll take the bottom of this wave roughly to the top of this wave. Boom, there we are. We are at the 32 retracement. Okay, so that is one reason why I'm wondering, is this strong enough? Are we just faking people out and going to hold this? Maybe not. Now, 68 retracement, 61.8 is in the 46,000s. So we could be making it further down and still be strong and let this be a bit more of a correction to the downside. However, we are still here at 38.2, and it's usually at least a pause zone here. In this case, it's going to be a pause zone, fine. If not a turnaround zone. So we're looking to come lower 46,000s for the first real major levels of support that we're needing to hold. Okay, so I'm going to put no lines here. You know, you can see across here maybe some common price action, but we're going to see what happens for now. So that was that. Oh, the other thing that I was considering, here we go. Oops, thanks. I'm glad I didn't forget. Is let's take this down move here itself as some form of ABC. Firstly, we want to check how much does it retrace, just to see, is it more of a flat or more of a zigzag? And I think if I remember correctly, we get more of a zigzag. We'll take the, yeah, we don't quite make it into the 61.8 retracement zone. So we can keep it as a zigzag. And then we'll see, are we going 1-to-1? Are we going more than 1-to-1? So we take the A wave back to the end of the B wave. Alrighty, so we're hovering around the 1-to-1 level already. So a 1618 retracement, a 1618 relationship between the C wave and the A wave of this ABC zigzag would bring us to about 47,000. So even that seems pretty reasonable, and that confluences nicely with these supports, these resistance levels here, okay, and previous support level here. So that's another interesting consideration, okay. So that's where we are. We'll see how that plays out. Looking forward to see what that goes like. But so far, we could not hold that 50,000 level. Could not hold it. Now let's go on to the daily price chart, because I didn't show the weekly candles, and we did have that a day ago. Now, unfortunately, on the daily price chart, we haven't really completed anything, and therefore, this down candle could just be the beginning. And we have here at 46,000, again, is that Ichimoku cloud support level. 45 has the 200-day moving average. So there's a good possibility that the price will come to test those levels. And I also want to notice the 20-day moving average passing, crossing the 200-day moving average now. So maybe it's coming down to make a test. So yeah, over the next couple of days, we'll be here at the 46,000s. So price is very likely to make it down here. And in which case, that makes sense for the daily price charts of some of these altcoins as well against BTC, especially, but even in their dollar terms, because even BTC was showing potential for like a little bit of a turnover here. Did have prolonged positive momentum, snuck into the negative, tried to go positive again, but not enough. And I think some factors need to clear out before the move is pushed higher into this choppy territory here. There's going to be a lot of swinging and through here, I imagine. Maybe not. We'll see. On a weekly candle price, it might not look so huge. It might just be a bunch of green and red candles beside each other. Okay, so that's that for that. I don't really have much else to say. Looks like we're going to make a bit more of a correction. But really, how far low is it going to go? 40,000 is definitely like the danger zone. If it grows below 40,000, then we really are unclear, and it looks like there's a really good case for more bearishness. So here's our zone. We want to catch that. Now, when it comes to the weekly price chart, we're noticing here what happened. Well, 5 weeks in a row green, even showing some good support buying here, but not holding it. And that's okay. 5 green, 1 or 2 red that are not huge, and then more green. That seems reasonable. Definitely reasonable. On the other hand, it could just be the beginning of, yes, all you bears, you might be looking for this. So not out of the question. Okay. another option is something like this. And then, you know, where does it go? Right, and then another option is just to hang out here a little bit and then go higher and find the levels here, whatever happens. Okay. Yeah, those are three basic scenarios. We go down a little bit, we go down more to like 40K. So the little bit is to about 46K. More is 40K. And then danger zone is when we start trying to test this Ichimoku cloud area here. Ooh, boy. Not out of the question though. So what happened the last time that there was a pretty decent move up in the weekly chart after a consolidation, move down consolidation, right? So where did we have something like that? Well, these candles here were a possible candidate, and in which case we only had a couple of red down candles, and then we moved higher. In this case, it doesn't look as mean as these four candles, although it does look pretty mean, but the momentum was already waning. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here with this one. 40K, when we look at that, doesn't seem so unreasonable either. The other option here is well, 7 candles here between October and November, mid-November of 2020. And that followed with just some sideways and up action, really. You know, this was more of a pause candle. So maybe we're going to see a pause candle here, and it'll, you know, daily price will maybe come down to 46K or whatever. But overall, opening and closing will be around the 49,000 level. Maybe even at the 50-ish level. Possible, and it could be red, and then we continue. Now, the one that I considered over here, which feels right in a certain way as well, is over here. After the move down, we had, again, 7 green candles, but you know, they were pretty choppy, especially at the beginning. And then after we got to the top, so we went up, and after we got to the top, it was a bit of a pause candle, and then it was basically sideways consolidation. Then the higher move up and sideways consolidation. I could see that happening over here on this weekly price chart. That would be ideal for that. Now that would slow everything down for everybody talking about huge prices in December. That would probably be slowing things down a bit. So, you know, some sort of pause and then the move up. You know, it's definitely possible, and then maybe it's just an 80 or 90,000 by December, which, I mean, I use the word only, and it's a relative term there. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty decent idea right there. Looking back at what happened previously over here. Okay, now that whole timing was about, oops, that's not what I want. That whole timing, I want the extension, Fib Time Extension. We're going to take that whole time to about here, and I'm going to compare it to this. So 1-to-1 would make that sort of thing last until December. So I don't know if it's going to be that type of length. I think we're already in an uptrending impulsive move where previously here. So yeah, we're just correcting from that. This one was definitely a much more prolonged correction. So I don't think that this exactly will play out the same way. Yeah, but basically the idea of moving up and rounding. Now, I don't want to take that for too long because any of the other options can happen as well. On the 20 week moving average is all the way at 42,000. So that gives us another point of support around 42,000. And it is downtrending currently. By the time the price might get there, will it be uptrending and will it be meeting somewhere higher? I don't know, but that takes us into the middle of September possibly. So Are we going to find a bit of a downturn here for a prolonged few weeks? Well, that's when the momentum indicators come in here and say, well, possibly, because this could be a bit of a fake out and just be a small version of that and move and then go. But, you know, sorry, that was a bit too big. It could be one of these, you know, definitely could do something along those lines. Everybody wants it to go now, which means that it might not go now. Might just flatline a little bit somehow, you know, or just bring a bit more negative momentum. On the other hand, though, again, we're just looking at this from daily price movements. So there's definitely a possibility to move into green. You know, definitely. We'll see. We will definitely see, but the weekly price movements are much more slow and require but much more patience. Okay, much more willingness to tolerate the uncertainties of the daily price charts. But I do see as the Ichimoku cloud lagging indicator starts to lead in towards the price, things are going to get choppy. It's just not going to be as clear. All right. Okay, that's about it. That's for the BTC USD price. And so therefore, I could already see Pirate Chain in the 8,000 Satoshi levels. So yeah, the alts usually take a bigger hit, right? Right. Well, here we are already trying to test this trend line. So is this overall move up, is it finished then? Are we going to be making more of a correction in these days? This is a daily price chart. So next week's candle doesn't start till here on the time axis. So yeah, there you have it. Like we said previously, we could definitely be testing down towards this lower end of the Bollinger Band around this 8,000 Satoshi level. It looks like we're breaking what previously held as support right here in this green candle. It did not last long. And so we'll see what happens, but this support is getting breached. We're working our way to this trend line. It's only a matter of time before the 8,000 level is tested. Well, good luck out there. Let's see what happens. We can, oh, sorry, I just do want to mention that, you know, we were seeing the beginnings of the momentum turnover in these couple days here. And so it's coming to fruition. So indicators do help. And, you know, as much as we don't want to always listen to news or ideas that go against our preferences, that's where good, strong sense of, you know, just really a belief in your capacity to see what's going on and to make balanced decisions. All right. So I mean, none of this is financial advice. I know I'm staying pretty vague with this, but yeah, look for 8,000 Satoshis as support. Either that or we're getting a good bounce off this trend line. All right. Right now, unfortunately, I've been saying a bias to the upside. Right now, bias is to the downside. It's just what it is. All right. The weekly candle closing was a bit of an indecision candle here, but it could also be a topping candle as well. And we already had higher wick prices here, but nevertheless, it's an intermediate turnover perhaps. And this is just one wave up, intermediate turnover, come down to the 8,000 levels, and then move higher. And nothing's saying that we can't go all the way down to 8,000 and back up to 9,000 within this week and close above this important support resistance line, okay, while still having price reach down here. Possible. Anyway, not saying that that's necessarily a better likelihood. I'm just saying that even that is possible because, on a daily that might clear out some of that RSI MACD action, and on a weekly it's just one more candle. Okay, so that's going to be it for the RBTC. Unless you want to check out the 4-hour price chart. So here we go. Yeah, so we couldn't hold the 20 period average. Okay, over here. Sorry, couldn't hold the 20 period average over here, and we kept making lower highs So, and lower lows, that's not a good sign. Can't hold it, and boom, we're done. Down all the way to this current supporting line, 200 period average. If we start going below the 200 period average on the 4 hour, that's going to be a bit dangerous. So really looking for a half decent bounce here before any potential further move down. But I mean, the 200 period average and this trend line, they're coordinating with each other. It's not the end of the world. This 4 hour chart, you go by under the 200 period trend line here, or this moving average, I mean, and well, it's, you know what, it's not a huge deal. You can come right back up above it in no time. We'll see though. Maybe this is a bit of a prolonged thing for about a month. We'll see. It doesn't get the feeling of it though. These are such low timeframes compared to the higher timeframes. The weekly momentums are either they're tricking everybody or they're positive. I'll show you in a minute on the KMD chart, and you saw it on the BTC chart. On the weekly time frame, either it's just going to trick everybody and turn over, or we're going to turn around in a bit. Well, this is not looking too good here in terms of where the price was, right? But you know what? We've got an Ichimoku cloud here. It's the 4 hour price chart, or sorry, a 6 hour price chart on KuCoin. So we have broken this uptrending line officially. I'm gonna get rid of that for now. This one is gone too. We're gonna take a closer look at the 4 hour chart and see that we are fighting in this cloud. This is not too good. And so expect the $4 level incoming. Just what it is. Oh, but I do want to mention, we are close to clearing it out. I mean, it could take a while here, you know, from the 25th of June over to the 2nd of July. So about a week here, but it did have a bounce up and then back down. But we're making it towards the oversold level. So might not last that much longer on a shorter time frame here. Okay. Same thing here. We've got this MACD is really going into the negative territory here. So yeah, that's not bad. That means the sooner we go down, the sooner we can clear that out. Okay. So yeah, maybe $4 incoming and then fight in this cloud. And then unfortunately the cloud is rising. So we're gonna need the price to rise along with it. Otherwise we're gonna find ourselves eventually in much more bearish territory. But this is a 4 hour price chart. I keep saying that so that as we come, as we come to this daily price chart, I'm all over the place today, sorry. We see that we are trying to hold support here. So maybe we're gonna get a bit of support of this 20-day moving average, but I get the sense that we are coming down. Wow, 350 might be our level. We might be coming down to test the lower end of the Bollinger Band, you know, on a daily price chart, because we kind of just began this negative momentum. However, we were in a lot of negative momentum previously after the big dump from the huge run up. Now we made our bounce up, but back down. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. Don't think it's gonna be as horrible. However, anything can happen. We had a pretty good run up. But if this is part of a bigger run up, then we're going to have less negative momentum and we're going to continue on with more positive momentum. If it's just a bounce and then further down to like $2 levels and 250 levels and such, then that's another story. And which means there's going to be a weakness all throughout the market. Ooh-wee. Well, good luck out there, like I said. All right, now, just finally here, I just want to run through and just show also with the KMD price here. It's just, yeah, things are not looking good, but that's usually also a bit of a fake out. So we're at the point now, it's a turning point. You know, if you didn't get rid of things around here when we were reaching up to that Ichimoku cloud, or when it bounced back up after going down, then, and this is the KMD BTC price chart, by the way, then now is just a difficult time to have a confirmation. You might have to wait until it goes below the 20-day moving average and then test it again and can't make it. Then you might sell. But that's if you're only if you're in some sort of short-term trading position, in which case, like I said, why were you not out here after this nice move from all the way down here, 1,700 Satoshis up to 2,700 Satoshis. Okay, so what kind of retracement have we gotten here from this move? It's about 50% retracement from the low, and then from the recent move starting at 1,900 Satoshis, well, you know, breaching that 61.8. So could be for this move, either we're going to make it all the way back down to like 2,000 Satoshis and beyond. Maybe, like I said earlier in a previous time, about 1,900 is really important support. Yeah, it's not feeling great right now as we just begin to look at some negative momentum. But who knows? Again, fake outs possible. But I think I'm speaking too positively here. I don't know. Just get the sense that as we test this 20-period average is going to break down. That's just the sentiment right now, isn't it? So let's just go a little closer onto the 4-hour candles. Yep, we are making our way down to the 2,100 Satoshi levels. I get the sense either that or we're going to fight here, get back above and reclaim some 2,400 Satoshi levels. But right now we're fighting with that 2,300 Satoshi level. This is a really important level here. You got to hold these things decently, you know, down to 2,250. Okay, we'll see very soon. Yeah, you know, we already had this zigzag move down here. Is this just the B wave here? That's my concern. Are we just B waving it right now? You know, something like this. Sorry, I put the A in the wrong position. Something like this, okay? That's the scary possibility, right? That's that 1,900 possibility that I was talking about. Okay, where you make an A, but it's pretty big, you know, and you get this impulsive move down, then you get a three wave poly wave correction ABC back to the B, and then another 5 down. I don't get that sense. I don't really get that sense. I get it more from here. I get that more from there. And now we are actually consolidating with some flat action, maybe, you know, making a double combination with an X wave in between. So you'd have your A, B, C, and then some sort of X wave, and then maybe an A, B, C. And then we could go from there, hopefully. So in which case, this would be a flat pattern. If this is the X wave, we'd have an A, a B, and now a C, in which case, now this is a 4-hour price chart, in which case, we'd be looking for retracements. So X wave, the A wave, you can see is 100% retracement. Sorry, the B wave, boom up, is a 100% retracement of the A wave down because it comes to the same levels. And now we can see what would be a retracement of the B wave. So we go from the bottom to the top of the B wave, and we are at a 1-to-1 retracement of there. So now looking at like a 2239 or even a 2200 Satoshi level as a pretty long version of that. But if we are really making some sort of stop here and with strength, then we could stop around here and start moving sideways. I don't know though. Doesn't feel quite the same as it did even a couple days ago. But again, it looks like we could be just holding some sort of uptrending strength here, or relatively uptrending strength. All right, we'll see. Let's going to take a few candles, right? Okay, that's it for the KMD BTC price chart. And now finally on the USDT price, we are at $1.09. Are we going to be testing $1 again? Are we going to be testing $1 again? Well, that won't be fun. But we've already made, yet again on the daily, a bearish candle engulfing pretty much a couple of candles here. So again, fake out, possible takeout, and continuing further down, more likely. We are right here, right at the crux of this confluencing uptrending orange line and overall downtrending, making this triangular angle here, or just this angle, I should say. Well, previously the bias was to go higher, and I've been wrong on that before, so maybe now the bias is lower. And considering that we made a down and now an up, if we can't hold this, our down is at least coming again to this dollar level. It's just how it is. And then we're really in for a bit of a storm, should we say. All right, well, this went longer than I wanted. I just want to show you this weekly candle here. Yeah, you know, overall, as far as weeks go, this could just be an intermediate correction and we go higher. Definitely could be. Then again, it could be like this, you know, where we go much further down first. And big wick down. All right, I don't know, or is it just going to be a bunch of weeks? Are we going into some bearishness here? Again, it's that whole idea of what is actually going to happen here, and what are these lagging indicators going to show? Are they going to move into positive territory? That's what we're all expecting. We're going to see in time. In fact, I didn't show the KMD BTC weekly candle, so I just wanted to show that real quick right now. Oh, here we go. Similar idea, not as much of an up move. You know, we're still kind of chilling down here in these levels, and we're not even testing this 20-day moving average yet. So let's see what ends up happening. So far, our rebound from the top, we are retracing from the candles. The wick, it's not even a 32 retracement, 38.2, I mean. And if we take bodies, yeah, we're just a weak bounce so far. So still consolidating down at these low levels. Overall grand scheme, this is nothing. Alrighty, that's it for now. I'm done. Take care of yourselves. Love, peace, happiness, goodbye. Put on your raincoats. Stay dry out there.